Hello, welcome back to Guidancy Education channel. In this video, we are going to discuss lenses. This topic is not new to you. Anyway, we will introduce ourselves to lenses, whereby we recall what you have already learned. You would have done certain experiments in your lower classes where you used lenses to see position and nature of the image formed when objects are placed at different distances from the optical center of the lens. You might recall that the lenses used there were circular pieces of some refracting material, mainly glass. Lenses are of two types, convex and concave. But before we go into the details of the video, please watch the video completely so that you can recall all the points needed for further discussion. And if you think the video is useful, like the video and share it with your friends who may also be benefited. Subscribe to my channel and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as videos are posted. Now leave your comments in the comment box below so that I can know your thinking of the video. Thank you very much. Now let us proceed. The circular piece of refracting material, mainly glass. Other refracting substances also may be used. Okay. Now this circular piece is what we call lens. The lens has two surfaces, one upper surface and one lower surface. Let us mark these surfaces, the upper surface as surface 1 and the lower surface, which is not visible in this diagram, as surface 2. A cross section of the lens is what is shown here. We already said that there are two types of lenses, convex and concave. The convex lens will have surface 1 and surface 2 bulged out. The central portion will be therefore thicker than the margins. Whereas in the case of concave lens, the central portion is thin because the two surfaces are curved inward. The margins will be thicker and the central portion will be thin. Now that you have understood these two diagrams, we will proceed further. We said that the lens has an upper surface and a lower surface. It is represented as is shown here. Let us mark these surfaces as surface 1 and surface 2. Surface 1 is part of one sphere and surface 2 is part of another sphere. The radius of curvature of these two surfaces is the radius of that sphere. Now let us see the classification of lenses. Just as we said earlier, there are two types, convex and concave. Convex lens is otherwise called convergent lens and concave lens is otherwise called divergent lens. The convex lens is further classified into three types: biconvex, concavo-convex and plano-convex. Similarly, the concave lenses are classified into biconcave lens, convexo-concave lens and plano-concave lens. These biconvex and biconcave lenses are very familiar to us. We have already used these for experiments in the smaller classes. Okay. Now, for biconvex lens, both the sides are bulged out. For plano-convex, one surface is plane and the other surface is spherical. For concavo-convex, the two surfaces are part of two spheres, one bigger sphere and one smaller sphere. For concavo-convex type of lenses, the outer bulged surface is part of a smaller sphere with radius of curvature R1, which is smaller than the radius of curvature of the second surface, which is part of a bigger sphere. Now coming to types of concave lenses. Biconcave lenses again have two surfaces curved inwards and these two curved surfaces are part of two different spheres. The central portion is thin and the margins are thick. This is surface 1 and this is surface 2. The radius of curvature for these two surfaces are shown here as R1 and R2. For plane or concave, one surface is curved inwards and the other surface is plane. For convex or concave, the outer surface is part of a bigger sphere. The inner curved surface is part of a smaller sphere. Please note the difference in these two cases. In the case of concave or convex, the outer surface is part of a smaller sphere, but here the outer surface is part of a bigger sphere. Anyway, their radius of curvatures are marked as R1 and R2. We can just note the classification of the lenses in the form of a flow chart here. Let us note it down. Convex lens is further classified into these three types. I will note only the numbers here due to lack of space. Similarly, for concave also there are three types. The names are noted here. We will simply write the numbers. Now we will proceed to recall four important points related to lenses. First one is principal axis, a line passing through the radius of curvatures and through the optical center, that is the central point in the lens, is what you call principal axis. We will recall another point, optical center. The optical center is in the center of the lens. When we consider the cross section of the lens and when we represent a lens as is shown here, this central point is the optical center, this central point. Let us try to understand this diagram. A ray of light is striking this surface which we marked as surface 1. Here we have marked it as surface 1. It undergoes refraction as it is entering a denser medium glass. It undergoes refraction, and if that refracted ray is passing through the center of the lens, it will proceed and strike the inner surface of surface 2. This is surface 2, and then emerge out after refraction. This emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray. Let us mark it. This refracted ray passed through the optical center because of the angle of incidence. This ray we have shown here is not passing parallel to the principal axis. This is the principal axis. Okay, let us make it clearer. This is R1 and this is R2, because we have taken this surface as 1 and this surface as 2. So this line passing along the two radii of curvature will also pass through this central portion. If this refracted ray is passing along this line, then it emerges out parallel to the incident ray. If the incident ray did not undergo refraction, it would have passed along this line. This line I have drawn here only to show this lateral displacement. So from these observations, we can define optical center. Optical center is a point of the lens through which the principal axis passes, and the refracted path of a ray passing through it emerges parallel to the direction of the incident ray and suffers only lateral displacement. I hope this definition is clear. We have included all the points that we discussed here in this definition. Now let us see the third point, focus. I have made a representation of the convex lens and the concave lens. For the two cases, this is the principal axis passing through the center of the lens, that is optical center, and also the radius of curvatures on either side. in both cases. Let us take the first case. The lens is kept in air. A beam of light is passing parallel to the principal axis and striking the lens. As it passes through the lens, it undergoes refraction, and all the rays after refraction converges to a point on the principal axis on the other side of the incident light. This point is called focus. If the light is passing from the left hand side, it will converge on the right hand side. If light is passing from the right hand side, it will converge on the left hand side. So the convex lens, that is the biconvex lens, has the capacity to converge light rays to a particular point. That is why biconvex lenses are called convergent lenses. Okay. What happens in the case of concave lens? In the case of concave lens, when a beam of light passing parallel to the principal axis strikes the concave lens, it undergoes refraction and seems to diverge from a point on the principal axis on the same side of the incident light. It is because these rays get diverged that concave lens is otherwise called divergent lens. So, for concave lens, the focus is on the same side of the incident light. For convex lens, the focus is on the other side of the incident light. The distance of the focus from the optical center is what you call focal length. Focal length is very specific for a lens and it depends upon the curvature of the lens. Now we will see the fourth point, aperture. This is the circular lens and it is this area which can receive light. The effective diameter of the area where it can receive light is called aperture. In other words, we can say aperture of a lens is the effective diameter of light transmitting area. So this distance, that is the aperture. So we have recalled 4 important terms related to lenses. We have also seen the different types of lenses. Anyway, we need discuss only biconvex and biconcave lens. In the next video, we will proceed with the next topic under lens. Thank you.